On the outside, it seems as so many celebrities live the perfect life. But some of these very same celebrities have had to deal with long periods of financial instability, sometimes even homelessness, just in order to achieve their success. In this video, we're going to look at 30 famous celebrities who have either been homeless in the past or have experienced financial meltdowns that got the public talking. Some of the celebrities here will really surprise you, especially when you think about just how much money they currently have piled up in their bank accounts. Before we continue, click the bell icon to get notified whenever we post new content. And now, here are the stories behind some of the world's most recognizable celebrities that have been homeless before. Halle Berry shot to stardom with roles in movies such as Monsters Ball and Catwoman. But before the Oscar winner was gracing the red carpet at glitzy awards events, most people don't realize that she had actually been homeless for a while. Like many aspiring young actors, Berry moved to New York from her native Ohio. However, not long after arriving in the Big Apple when she was 21, she ran out of money and her mother decided to stop sending her money. The actress was forced to stay in homeless shelters to survive. One magazine reported, Berry's first weeks in New York were less than auspicious. She slept in a homeless shelter and then in a YMCA. However, the actress has said that this experience of homelessness taught her a lot about life. It taught me how to take care of myself and that I could live through any situation, even if it meant going to a shelter for a small stint or living within my means, which are meager. I became a person who knows that I will always make my own way, she said. In 2002, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Monsters Ball. She was the first African American woman to win that award. Chris Pratt is a global superstar known for big-name franchises such as Jurassic Park and Guardians of the Galaxy. Therefore, most people will probably be surprised to learn that for a long time, Pratt was living the life of a drifter in Hawaii. When he was 19 years old, Pratt took a one-way ticket to Maui to live with his friend. The problem? Well, neither of them had enough money to rent an apartment. Instead, they had to sleep in a flea-ridden and mice-infested van. Pratt once explained, "We just drank and smoked weed and worked minimal hours, 15 to 20 hours per week, just enough to cover gas, food, and fishing supplies. You know, it was just a charming time." Pratt took a job as a waiter at the Baba Gump Shrimp Company in Maui, which is where he ended up being discovered. An actress named Rae Dawn Chong spotted him, and after taking note of his good looks, she promptly cast him in her directorial debut, Cast Part 3. In this photo, you can actually see Pratt holding a script for his first ever movie role while showing off the van he used to share with his friend. It turns out the film project would change the youngster's life forever. The moment she told me she was bringing me to LA, I knew, Pratt said. I was like, this is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. Remember Randy Quaid? He's probably best known for starring in the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation movies. But before that, he was nominated for an Academy Award for his performance in The Last Detail, a 1973 movie. Sadly, things haven't been going so well for the actor in recent years. Back in 2009, Quaid and his wife Evie were arrested after skipping out on a whopping hotel bill of over $10,000. Despite managing to pay off most of the bill, The couple were eventually awarded community service after repeatedly failing to appear in court. Quaid has since had a mountain of troubles with US and Canadian border officials. Long story short, the actor now appears to be homeless as he was recently found to have been squatting in the guest house of a property that he and Evie used to own. Rumor has it that the American actor is now making a home for him and his wife in Vermont, where Evie is originally from. All we can say to Randy is, good luck. Maybe he has his fingers crossed that they'll make another National Lampoon movie soon. Hilary Swank is a two-time Oscar winner who is best known for her role in $1 Million Baby that was released in 2004. But did you know that Swank had a difficult upbringing which resulted in homelessness for her and her mother? Swank grew up in a trailer park in Nebraska until she was 16 years. Eventually, she decided to move to California with her mother to try and become an actress. However, this meant that she and her mother had to live in a car for several months. Eventually, they managed to sleep in an empty house that their friend owned. Swank told CBS, "We had a friend who was selling their house, and so they said, you know, there's no furniture, but you can stay there at night. And then, during the day, you have to leave so that we can try and sell it. So we got air mattresses, blew the air mattresses up, and slept on them, and left in the morning." Eventually, this experience will make its way into one of Swank Oscar's speeches. After winning her second Oscar in 2004, Swank simply stated, "I don't know what I did in this life to deserve this. I'm just a girl from a trailer park who had a dream." She certainly did achieve her dream. Swank won both of her Academy Awards by the time she was 30 years. John Drew Barrymore is the father of actress Drew Barrymore and son of the actor John Barrymore. But it looks as though the pressure of being born into an acting dynasty hindered Barrymore rather than lifting him. It seems hard to imagine that somebody who came from such a prestigious background could end up homeless. But that's exactly what happened to Barrymore. Barrymore found himself constantly being compared to his father and grandfather, which helped fuel his demons. In particular, like his daughter Drew, the actor struggled from drug and alcohol abuse. After failing to clinch any really big roles in Hollywood, Barrymore gave up on the world of acting and became a drifter instead. His family said that he used to disappear for months at a time, only to be arrested on charges of public disorders or drug abuse. His health began to worsen and he never managed to overcome his addictions. But luckily, his daughter Drew came to the rescue by buying him a house close to hers in 2003. In 2004, Barrymore passed away from cancer. Gary Glitter is a disgraced former singer who is now known for his child sex assault convictions rather than his musical legacy. So nobody will really be shedding a tear to know that before his latest stint in prison for historic sex crimes, the performer, whose real name is Paul Gad, was unable to find anywhere to live due to the publicity surrounding his offenses. Gad moved back to the UK in 2008 after serving jail time in Vietnam for raping children as young as 11 years old. However, despite denying that he was a sex offender, Gad received a hostile reception in his home country and struggled to find anywhere to live. He tried moving into several different areas, but was pushed out of each home by neighbors and complaints to the council. His homeless troubles ended in 2015 when he was sentenced to 16 years in jail for attempted rape and 4 counts of indecent assault. The former entertainer is now serving time in a sex offenders facility in Her Majesty's Prison Albany on the Isle of Wight. It's safe to say that James Cameron is a very, very rich man. He's directed some of the most popular films in movie history, from Titanic to Avatar. But before he was creating hit after hit at the box office, Cameron actually used to live in his car. That's right. While he was writing Terminator, Cameron was barely making ends meet, even living in his car for a time. The director is known as a strong-willed person who sometimes rubs people up the wrong way, and it seems as though he has always been like that. Despite being homeless, Cameron was determined to direct the Terminator screenplay himself, even though he had very limited experience. The aspiring director will pitch the movie in meetings with executives after coming from sleeping in his car. The companies all agreed that they really liked the script, but didn't like the idea of nobody with experience being in charge of directing as well. Cameron continued to persevere with his dream and eventually partnered with Gail Ann Hurd, a producer who has since worked with the director on several projects. Hurd bought the rights to the script for $1 and named Cameron the director. Fortunately, the film was a huge success and Cameron definitely earned himself enough money to buy a house. Terminator grossed about $77 million worldwide. This is not bad at all. Steve Harvey struggled to find his way to the top, but he now hosts a successful daytime TV show and has become one of America's best-loved stand-up comedians. He also presents the popular quiz show Family Feud, as well as a number of further programs. But things weren't always so rosy for Harvey, especially in the early days of his career. The TV personality once revealed to People magazine that when he was trying to make it as a comedian in the late 80s, 1 or 2 gigs fell through, leaving him completely homeless. In the end, he was forced to live out of his car for a whopping 3 years. The comedian slept in his 1976 Ford Tempo and used to shower in hotel bathrooms or swimming pool showers. The only thing that managed to get Harvey out of his rut was when he got a phone call asking him to appear on Showtime at the Apollo. The Showtime event would launch Harvey's rise to stardom and introduced him to a national audience. Harvey now has 2 homes, splitting his time between Chicago and Atlanta. Jim Carrey wasn't always a successful comedian and film star. In fact, he had to struggle for many years before making it to the top. Carrey's financial problems started during his teenage years. His father lost a high-paying accountant job, which plunged the family into some serious debt. The Carrey family ended up living in a Volkswagen bus, with the Dumb and Dumber star taking a job as a janitor in order to help and support his relatives. Eventually, they moved into a tent on his older sister's lawn and will park the VW camper in the driveway. This experience naturally had a marked effect on Carrey, and he has since said that the experience helped him to develop a sense of humor about life. In fact, throughout this time, a young Jim Carrey was constantly doing stand-up gigs and impressions, eventually getting his big break in the early 80s. After opening for the likes of Rodney Dangerfield, Carrey decided to pursue his dreams and promptly moved to LA in 1983. He starred in Living Color before becoming a household name thanks to his hilarious lead appearance in hits such as Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, The Mask, and Liar Liar. His net worth is currently estimated to be around $150 million. Did you know that Jenny from the Block had a brief stint of homelessness during her rise to fame? After growing up in the Bronx, Lopez decided when she was 18 that she wanted to be a dancer. Like most parents, J-Lo's mom and dad insisted that she go to college instead. However, Lopez refused. The parents had told her that it was really stupid and that no Latinos were dancers. After one particularly big fight with her mom, Lopez moved out of the family house and slept on the sofa at the dance studio where she used to practice. "I was homeless, but I told her, this is what I have to do," Lopez told W Magazine. Fortunately, the risky move paid off because only a few months later, Lopez came back from a European tour and became a fly girl on In Living Color. The singer, actress and producer now has a net worth of over $380 million. Before Thomas Jane made his name as a movie star in Evening Raga of the West, Boogie Nights, and Deep Blue Sea, he was a homeless busker and a school dropout new to LA. His signature songs were Hey Joe and Knocking on Heaven's Doors, he said in a 2014 interview. He also made ends meet through casual gay sex work. Although Jane identifies as straight, he said his experiences around this time were eye-opening. Hey, you grow up as an artist in a big city. As James Dean said, you're going to have one arm tied behind your back if you don't accept people's sexual favors, he said in a 2011 interview with the LA Times. You know, when I was a kid out here in LA, I was homeless. I didn't have any money and I was living in my car, he recalled. I was 18, and for me, being a young artist and broke in Los Angeles, I was exploring my sexual identity.